What's Papino? What's Papino? Zeke Black is in the building. Um, salute to the 050 China Brim movement. That's where I first seen the video at. So I put him in the hashtag. You know what I'm saying? That's where I heard it first. Smitty Blow, Smitty Brims in the building. Made some phone calls, heard some things, man. Oh, Larry. A lot of y'all may know you guys heard of Larry Yo from the Mac Balla situation. A lot of you guys may have may not really truly understand that, Larry Yo, he's a friction in this new hip hop, this newer generation. A lot of these young boys, salute. A lot of these young boys on the street, a lot of these drill rappers, some of them are Macs. Even to the point to where it hits the billionaires like Nicki Minaj the names of Nicki Minaj, her circle, French Montana, some of his circle. So this man is a very powerful name. But due to gang politics, the last 6, 7, or 8 years, his name has been all over the place. To the point where it's allegedly that the army kicked him out the whip. Now, before he went back to the pound, or before he caught the new one, allegedly he was not in, politics. Now, this is what I'm going to say, man. One thing about New York State is all call-outs are mandatory. What we mean by that is this not a word that you'll play with online. It's not something that you joke around with. Because depends who you are. When they call you out, you have to pull up in that yard. You got two choices: pull a stunt or pull up in that yard, or sign in under somebody's name. Those are the only options you got. Pull a stunt, pop on police, pop on an innocent dude in the mess hall, suicide missions, sign in under somebody's name, or drop a slip on yourself. Those are the only options. Now, when I was in 5 Points Max, you do 3 days in quarantine. There's a 3 days. And I believe the rest of the spots do this. I wasn't in the other Maxes, so only you guys would know better than I know. It's a 3-day quarantine process. And in the 3-day quarantine process, you pull up, your name is ringing bells. Larry Yo's in the building. He's here, he's in the building. Now, Larry, over the years, has incurred a bunch of enemies, bunch of ops. His the love is still there, but his army isn't as strong no more. It's not 20, 30 Max in the yard. What's Papino, waving their Herc in the building. Shout out to East Harlem, you heard? I'm happy you here. It was just like when I was with Scrams. Scrams is a powerful stone. He had a beef with C Diamonds. 3 days quarantine, there's words being there's conversations. Yo, boom, 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 boom. Yo, such and such. Yo, when son pull up, know what I'm saying? He know what it is. Yo, I'ma see you in the yard. You have to pull up to the yard. Like I said. Exactly. Y'all hitting it on point. I'm happy y'all here. To let the people know we're here. See the people talking. That's not the same Larry Yo no more. The army ain't behind the Max. Not saying that the army hates the Max, but there's a certain Max that just, you know what I'm saying, we're not gonna jump out the window for him on this one. Depends on the issue. Again, C Diamonds is non-trade. Scrams is stone. But they had a personal beef allegedly from Rikers Island. Now they finally had a chance to bump heads. Right? Scrams pull up to the yard. I remember, I was there. Now in the mix of this, you had gorillas in this, you had stones in the building, you had villains in the building. Yeah, you had all that in the building. Conversations, yada. It's personal. He know what it is. We pull up to the yard. And when Scrams pulled up to the yard, I'm not gonna front, he went out like a flying tiger. That nigga was swinging that broom in that yard. He knew what it was, back against the wall. That's my experience of seeing somebody who had status pull up to a spot that had a beef with somebody. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna front, after that shit happened, that situation happened, when that situation happened, um, I remember, you know, Stones, they didn't shut the building down. The spot didn't shake. The, the, the spot didn't shake. You know what I'm saying? The spot did not shake. Now, I'm putting you abreast to what I remember. That's what I got to experience two niggas with status. Way above my pay grade. I mean, these guys' names is powerful. But in that situation, you had two powerful names going at each other. I don't know what name asked for the fade when Larry pulled up, but after 3 days quarantining, we had to quarantine for 3 days, Larry knew he had to pull up to that yard. Even though there's many times that Larry have been attacked, but this is the one time. Now I'm being honest with you. Nobody trying to belittle the hat. Bugging out again. Larry has had situations, no better yet, situations in that yard, right? Situations in that yard. But this time it's a different situation. Look what has transpired the last 8-9 years with his name in it. So this ain't the same Larry that may have had beef in the 90s. Just to be clear, El Famous was popping. Salute, you know what I'm saying? Was popping. Now again, we're gonna deal with this again. He's not this powerful guy in the yard no more. Yeah, they said they greased him. They said not greased him, but niggas got at him. You know what I'm saying? And they said it was like 4-on-1. So it wasn't like he went gun for gun with somebody. There's a lot of stories out there. They said nobody said the Mac. Again, you know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I like this because it's time for you to go. It's time for you to go. Because now again, and I like having these conversations again. You gotta get the fuck out of here, my nigga. Get the fuck out of here. He's got to send your stupid ass to the fucking store. But what is your son? What's wrong with these? That's what I mean. You dudes, you jump out the window, you'll be talking. But just to go refresh your memory, Chopper, there's nothing to belittle Mac Ballers when we know that they're not part of the army no more. So what the fuck? So what are you talking about? You fake gang internet niggas. Listen, like I said, he ain't the same when he pulled up in that yard and the hatch is ready to go crazy because he the big hat. But there's instances where I witnessed where two big names get him and things happen. Yo, believe it or not, a lot of these famous names that you hear pull up in these yards, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like a lot of dudes that pull up to these yards, they physically be running down on dudes. Yeah, son. Don't know what they be talking about. Like, what are you talking about? When he pulled up in 3 days of him quarantining, he knew he had to go gun for gun. Somebody sent word to that fucking cell. When he see your son, you know what it is, son. He knew. You don't know the individuals. I heard, I'm not going to start the set, but I tell you one thing. Larry pulled up to that situation, though. They said he pulled up to the situation. He pulled up to the situation. He didn't sign in. Larry didn't sign in. And like I said, you know what I'm saying? Look to flower, my guy. Come on, man. Some things are just, it is what it is, man. And it do what it do. That's just how this game goes, bro. But just breaking it down clearly. Nobody is exempt from getting touched. Nobody's exempt from getting touched in our world about. There's a couple of good dudes that got punched in the face in the yard. He had no choice. Two choices. Bully, now that shit go. Either that or throw it all away. You know what throwing it all away is? CO, I can't lock out. That's throwing it all away. That would have meant that any other spot that Larry O went to, niggas would have been on his head. Even though he may have issues now, if that man would have said, CO, I can't lock out, because you only got in the max, that's what they do. For those that never been in the maximum prison jail. Out of quarantine, CO comes to your cell. If you say nothing, no program, no rec, it's as easy as that. You get a ticket on your cell. If you go, CO, I'm going nowhere today, you will wake up to a ticket on that cell. And you will not move out that cell. Larry O could have did that. That's one thing Larry O could have done. I'm not here. I'm here keeping it funky. Chop, I don't know why I even paid attention to Chopper J, but Chopper J, we have to teach these stupid niggas. It was as easy as that. After 3 days quarantine, maximum prisons are not like medians. They come to your cell to see you. You gotta say child program rec. If you go, that CO comes to your cell and you go, I'm going nowhere today, the CO's gonna spin back around and put a ticket on that goddamn gate. You will not leave that jail cell. I also like to know, I like to salute Scheme because Scheme has a lot of Mac Baller content. Can't be unbiased the way he feel about the Max, but he has content about what he feel about the Max, and he was a Mac Baller. So definitely salute the Scheme. Go follow what he made about the Mac Ballers. His look at gang culture. This gang culture shit is a dirty game. And at some time, everybody has the expiration date, not just being killed. When remember, Larry O went way back to prison. So now Larry O's back with the Lions, Tigers, and Bears. The difference is this ain't the same Larry O no more. So much has happened in the last 2-3 years with the Max. You know what I'm saying? Because of the Max. Shout out to Disco Baller, man. You know what I'm saying? Disco Baller. I'm happy that Disco's still out on these streets doing the things that Disco's doing. Shout out to Ugly Vel and Dice Peso and them niggas. I'm gonna be honest with you. If this was the Larry O of the past, jails would have got shut down. Somebody's spot would have got shut down. It'd have been a war right now with somebody's medium or maximum prison over Larry O. That's how powerful these dudes are in jail. But when you begin to lose your power, things, you ain't the same guy no more. You're just definitely a Disco Baller summer. You're not the same guy no more. A lot of you guys that made it out, appreciate your freedom, man. Appreciate this shit. Appreciate not having to be in these spots and you pulling up and now you gotta go, oh, we're going through shit you went through when you first got locked up in the 90s. Thank God. I know a lot of y'all niggas don't even like Larry O, but it's just like, you know, I won't say don't like him, y'all just don't rock with him. But y'all have to go, damn, man, I'm happy I'm living a free life. That's a fact. They can't be faded in these streets, man. But just in that jail, you know how that goes. Is it a bad look for the Max that he got touched? Well, nah. Because this ain't the first time Larry O has been touched. You know what I'm saying? So we all must admit that. Larry O, one thing he did do was that he pulled up to that yard. Or wherever he had to pull up to. His pull up saved his name. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, he had one option. When CEOs come to your jail cell and they ask you, what are you going to do today? And you tell them, I am going nowhere. And they see you have some place to go, they're going to spin back around and put a ticket right on your gate. Boom. Even if it's a tier one, there's no choice. You don't have a choice of telling them Yo, I'm not going nowhere. That's how the max. When I was in 5 points, if I didn't get up and tell them I was going to program, I had a ticket. You know what I'm saying? You know, but there's still max out here, man. You know what I'm saying? But everybody has an expiration date. Nobody's exempt, and it might have went down like some foul, like some, he might have even been manipulated. Yo, we're gonna go out with you. It's still what it is. That and the third. But when you do a lot of dirt, bro, that shit come back. Y'all remember that, man. When you do a lot of shit to niggas, you can't go to spots where dudes got strength at. It's not the same no more, party people. It's not the same. You can't be going to spots where dudes is strong because now, you know what I'm saying, that strength works. It wasn't a random, he pulled up to the yard and dudes just attacked him. You don't, that doesn't happen, man. Now he got to feel the way other dudes have to feel many a times in his situation. When they pulled up to a spot he was strong in. Yo, what's Papino? And that's how this jail thing goes, party people. We in the building. Shout out to Spanish Harlem. Shout out to East Harlem. Um, Shout out to my man Yamba from 119th, man. Mr. Hip Hop Night since 1978. Got some things going. Follow the process. Follow the process. Definitely follow the process. Let's follow the process, man. But shout out to 050 trying to give us the information. Shout out to Scheme for speaking on it. Shout out to, Disco out there. Shout out to all those dudes that's still out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like when I hear things like Yo getting hit or getting attacked, even some of the homies that I may not even jack, I go, nah, son. I'm just happy he's still out here for him to go through that because I had to live in those spots and see it. You know what I'm saying? Let me shout out to the Mikey B's and the main dudes. You know what I'm saying? Salute to them, man. There's nothing worse than going to a jail and when you in quarantine, dudes is telling you, yo, son, pull up, bring your gun. Niggas is telling you. It's not like you're not moving around. Dudes, yo, son, bring your gun to the yard, son. They telling you, bring your gun to the yard. You know what it is. But now, you just can't send a kite and go, yo, son, you about to shake the jail. You can't send a hit on a nigga before he touch. Like, yo, son, yo, what gallery you on? Get him. You got the power like that no more. That power's done. Appreciate y'all. Stephanie, shout out to everybody that pulled up. We don't want to leave some comments. I've had past content on Mac Ballers. That's why I did this. And definitely salute to everybody, man. Salute my block, Washington, East Harlem, New York. Definitely, we got some things going. And with that being said, peace.